What is up YouTube? My name is Aditya and welcome back to our channel Varchaswa Trading. And in this video we'll be discussing about the higher time frame and lower time frame analysis, how to do the top down analysis and understand where the prices could actually head towards. So this is the first video in the complete series, and if you can understand these videos and if you follow the exact steps right after the second and third video, probably you will be able to understand the directional bias much better, and this is an important exercise for us to do. Before we start the topic, there is a small webinar coming up on 25th of June. Time and link will be shared as soon as you get registered. However, the topics that we'll be covering will include your trade setups where you guys are going wrong. We'll be discussing about Wyckoff, and I will try to make you understand how I make use of the Wyckoff levels and all of those things. And we'll also have a live Q&A where we'll be clearing your doubts, where we'll make you understand how these concepts work. And so for the workshop, the link is down in the description. You can simply click on it and reach us out in our DMs on Instagram in case of any queries. So as soon as we open any particular chart, what is the first thing that you do? Okay, this is very important for us to understand. The number one thing that you should be doing is to mark the most obvious highs and the most obvious lows. Now once you have these things on the chart, it helps us to understand the areas of liquidity. Now if you see here, we also have a gap around this point, so I will mark the 50% of this gap. So even this is an area of liquidity here. Now as you can see here, the price went up, it rejected from some level here, and it's falling down towards here. Now once I have these things on the chart, I know that, let's say if the market fell lower today and let's say I was not able to capture it, right? So what I'll do next, in the next session or in the next trading day is I will wait for the price to give me a small pullback around this point, and I will start looking for a short position. So I'm supposed to be doing this on every chart, because what happens is, let's say if you do not have these things on the chart, and if you're not doing this exercise, what eventually happens is you're not developing a subconscious mind where the price is supposed to reach out. Okay, so let's say I had this level marked somewhere here in the past, and this is where the price went up. There was a gap around this area, right? Price sustained the gap, and this is where we called out that the prices are supposed to fall and take out this low, which indeed it did, right? So this is, we need to understand these things. I need to see these things I need to anticipate these things, and I need to understand if the price is supposed to take out these lows or not. Now this helps us to give us a direction even when your market structure is probably doing something else. Okay, so these things will definitely give you a very nice direction in terms of where the market can go every single time. Okay, so now let's say I have these lows here. So if the price starts going up and starts taking, let's say it takes out these high or this high, maybe I will probably start looking for longs. But where will I take my longs to? This level, right? Because this is the 50% of the gap, and once I'm above this level, this is where my target is gonna be. Okay, now if the price breaks below around these levels and it bounces up, I would probably look for a downfall here. This is very important for us to understand. Okay, now I'm not sharing any views, I'm not sharing any bias here. That will be done by Mayank, but this is the exercise that we need to do, because this is just the first part of the video, and what we are trying to do here is we're trying to understand where the markets can head towards and where is the liquidity. Now let's go to EURUSD in this particular case. Now if I simply try to understand these things, we have a low here, we have equal lows around these point here, we have equal highs around this point here, okay, and we have equal highs around these point here. Now just leave these things on the chart, just leave these levels on the chart and anticipate a move towards these levels. Now this is very important. If you are not, this is a process, right? We need to understand that all of these things is a process, and if you do not give it time, if you do not try to wait and look for these things happening in front of your eyes, it's not gonna work out. You need to see these things occurring. You need to see the anticipation here. Let's say the price is protecting this low. So can I not expect this high to be taken out? I can, right? And maybe the markets, if this low is protected, maybe the markets can simply take out this high. So will that be a directional bias for me? Yes, that will be a directional bias for me. And this is daily time frame. I am supposed to do all of these things on the daily time frame. And when I'm doing these things on the daily time frame, what will happen here is, as the price pushes higher, it will take out this high, and I will be taking these trades on the 5-minute or 15-minute time frame on intraday basis. Maybe I can also take some simple scalps. That's it. Am I supposed to do anything else? No. But marking out these levels is important. And the next thing that we need to do is, we will mark the area where there is liquidity void. Now void is very similar to your fair value gaps or your imbalance, but there is a fast momentum. So if you see here, there is a fast momentum to the downside. So what I'll do is, I will simply mark that particular candle, this complete candle here. And as you see here, the price reaches out to that level, takes resistance, and eventually falls lower. Okay, so I'm not marking the fair value gap or imbalance here. I'm just marking the void. Now what is a void? A continuous down move, which is very likely to be filled. Now we just need to understand when it gets filled. That's a very important task. Okay, now if I go to Hindustan Unilever, now here, if I see, I'll do the same thing once again. I have this high as my liquidity point and this low as my liquidity point. Now my job here is to understand where is the price reaching towards. Okay, so as of now, if you see here, it doesn't look like it is reaching to the downside. Now what I need here is, use your simple analysis that you were doing previously, whatever the analysis that you were following. Let's say you were following any structures. Okay, you were following any structures. So even here, if you see, markets continuously making higher highs, higher lows. So if you can enter around these points, then that is a possibility of the price pushing higher. This is what you need to understand. And now if you see here, do we have a low hunt? Yes. So let's say in the past you had these equal lows here marked. So as soon as the price hunted this low, this is where it becomes a setup for you, because this is your liquidity hunting setup. This low is protected around this area and the price spikes up, which looks good in hindsight, but if you understand these things, it will be of highest probability for you to initiate trade in your direction. So now, as of now here, the only thing that you need to understand is the price reaching out for this, or is the price reaching out for this? So in between, you're not supposed to do anything. So now what you could do is, let's say at this point the price comes out to this order block, and here it starts taking support. It starts taking support on the daily time frame candlesticks. This is where I would want to initiate a long trade, because I know that the bias is supposed to be this area. This high should be taken out. Now I can, as a possibility, I can take a swing trade, or if the price is taking momentum here, I can mark my levels, whatever the levels that I use. Let's say I'm using a simple support and resistance as well, or let's say if there is another order block that is being formed at this point, so I will wait for the price to respect that level and then take a long position in that direction. Alright, so these are the few things that we should be doing every single day. So this is just the part 1, guys. I will be uploading new videos in this particular series. Let's go to a different chart. So here we are at, this is Hindalco, right? So if you see here, we had this particular low, and what do we have? We have this order block right here. Price tested this order block. Now if my expectation was to push the prices lower, because it was continuously falling lower, today was the day I should have been in this trade. This would have definitely gone in my direction if I know that the price is reaching out to this low. Now what you are supposed to do is, you're supposed to select 3 or 4 stocks, just 3 or 4 stocks, or one index, or both the indexes. You can use like Nifty, Bank Nifty, and 2 more stocks, let's say Reliance or any other stock of your choice. So what you're supposed to do is, in those stocks, you're supposed to mark these levels, you're supposed to mark these highs, and you're supposed to anticipate when the prices are reaching out to those levels. Now this will do what? This will increase the possibility of you understanding the charts better. This is how you train yourself subconsciously that okay, this is where an important low lies. If the price respects this order block, I have a possibility of the price pushing down, and this is what you're supposed to be looking out every single day on the charts. And the momentum is insane. I guess today Mayank gave a nice hero zero on the put side, and it worked incredibly well. So you can also join our Telegram community. The link is down in the description. It's obviously free, and you can have a look at how Mayank performs. His callouts are pretty amazing. Okay, so yep, that would be a wonderful thing for you all as well to look and experience. All right, let's have a look on any other chart. Let's go to, and you can do this on every single chart out there. Okay, you can do this on every single chart out there, but you need to make sure that you're not doing this on 4-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame. So even here, if you see, we have these lows. I will simply mark these lows, and then I will mark these highs here at this point. Then I'll go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, and to be honest, we don't actually have something very important, but this high looks very obvious. So I will simply mark this high and expect the prices to reach out to this area. All right, so this is how you have to develop yourself, and you will eventually see the price reaching out to these levels. And all of my mentees have gone through this practice. Only then they are able to understand how the markets move in a particular direction. You need to develop a subconscious mind where the prices are reaching for. Let's say the price comes here and it creates a bearish order block. So at this point, you're supposed to look for a short position, because you know that these lows will be taken out. This is the advantage of doing all of these things. This is where I end the video, guys. I hope you like it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and share the video as much as you can. And the link to register to our webinar is mentioned in the description box. Don't miss it out, guys. Have a nice day.